So this is an example of what you might see typically in an Excel file. You have a series of rows and columns and numbers involved. And each column is representing the dollar amount of items sold in this case for a given month. And each row looks at a dollar amount for the different months sold by a particular type of item. Now, the numbers might change, the column headers and the row headers might change, but this is still pretty typical what you're going to see. What we want to do is look at how can we easily and effectively apply different formulas to this to get a good feel for our numbers and kind of see what's happening. So let's take a quick look. Now, we've already seen where we can auto sum some information. I can select in one cell here. I'm going to select all the way down to my column, and I'm going to choose Auto Sum. And this is going to give me a total. And over my row header, I'm going to specify total. So this just lets me know what the total is. Well, one thing I can do to quickly apply this to all of my columns is I'm going to select my cell to total. And in my formula bar, you notice that it's there. And it's selected between B2 and B6. But I'm going to select on the little square on the bottom right-hand side of my cell. And I'm going to click and drag this over for me. Now, I need to resize my cells. Now, I need to resize my columns so you can see those numbers, but you can see how it automatically filled in what those formulas are. And when I dragged it over, if I click on an individual cell, you notice that it now says between C2 and C6 for my May column. And if I click in my June column, it says D2 to D6. And so this way I get an idea of what my total is based upon that given month. It automatically updated my cells for me, and be able to copy and paste, or in this case, drag and insert my formulas made it a whole lot easier for me. Now I'm going to do another total over here in my column. And I'm also going to add an average. And you'll notice that because all of my items in that particular row are bolded, Excel was smart enough to say, hey, let me go ahead and bold this. This is probably a column header too. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before with my auto sum. I'm going to select my 3 cells in my row and choose auto sum. I'm also going to come over here, my average, select my 3 cells again, and now I'm going to click on the drop-down arrow where it says Auto Sum, and I'm going to apply average. And you'll notice that it took my 3 cells and gives a new formula, average, to find the average between B2 and D2. So now I can find out what the average is for each month, as well as the total. And having those other items that you can see in my auto sum category to find my min, my max, and even the count allows me to very easily apply my formulas. Now, if I want to apply the total and the average to all of my items, I'm going to select both total and my average cells. Notice when I selected both cells, I still only have one of those little dark handles. And I'm going to click and drag this down for my cells with data. And this is going to, once again, drag and insert, automatically updating my formula because it knows I'm looking at new cells, new rows. Now, if I have a situation where I don't want to change something, I can come over here, for example, and put a $sign in front of either my letter, which means I stay in that column, or the number, which means I stay in that row. Now, sometimes we need to do that, but usually we're not going to. If you click inside a cell with a formula, you'll notice that the cells that are calculating to find this average are also highlighted. So this is a real quick, easy way to do some simple formulas inside of Excel. Most of the time, we're only needing to find things like the sum of a group of cells, an average, or a count. Those are 3 most common ones you're going to use, unless you're doing something kind of special. For example, if you work in finance or one of those types of groups. Otherwise, this is what you're going to do most of the time. And Excel has made it really, really simple for you.